Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR Halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Sunday, November 5th, 16th day of Cheshvan. Here we go. Well, in most of the places that are looking in on this daily DVAR Halacha today, at least in most of North America, we have switched the clock. You may or may not know that. I hope you know that. It's 2 a.m. on Saturday night. What I really mean is 2 a.m. very early Sunday morning. And halachically, it has ramifications. That's why we're discussing it here on the Daily Dvar Halacha. Let's run through them really quickly. First of all, in the morning, if you didn't know this already, until this clock change, sunrise was kind of late. In some cities in this area, at least on the East Coast, sunrise was as late as 7:30 in the morning. And the optimum time to daven your Shacharis is earliest usually with your Shemona Esrei being exactly at sunrise. That's the best and most proper way to daven in the morning. You don't have to do that, but it's the best way. And sunrise was 7:30, so to people who wanted to daven in the most optimum way, they'd have to start their minyan at get to a minyan that's clocked with sunrise, start about 7:10 and get to Shemona Esrei about 7:30. And there were people who were davening earlier than that based on certain lenient guidelines. And somebody wanted to daven 5 in the morning. That was like absolutely out of the question. It's way too early. It's still the middle of the night. Now that we've moved the clocks back, so sunrise will be in some cities as early as 6:30 in the morning. So to daven at like 6 o'clock in the morning or even earlier can be manageable. But please check with your rabbis in your localities. I just want you to realize that the time got earlier by 1 hour, so your time to do everything at Shacharis in the morning is earlier by 1 hour, which benefits those people who want to wake up early and daven before they go off to traffic and everything. So that's moved up an hour earlier. Sunrise in some cities is now 6:30 instead of 7:30, and that's going to help for early shachrises. For you people who like to sleep in, it's bad news for you guys because the last time to say Shema, could have been as late as, I don't know, let's say around 10 o'clock in your city. Now the last time to say Shema jumps an hour earlier, and it's 9 o'clock in the morning. Or you have to check your rabbis in your cities for that exact time. But the latest time to say Shema has now moved up by an hour, so sleeping in is much less recommended during this time of the year. Please check with your rabbis and the calendars of your local Orthodox city to find out when the latest time for Shema is, because it crept up an hour earlier. The latest time to say Shemona Esrei, which is usually about an hour after the latest Shema, let's say which used to be 11 o'clock in the morning, has now jumped up to 10 in the morning, so watch for that also if you're a sleeper inner. Those of you who like to daven mincha at the earliest possible time, in a lot of the cities on the East Coast, that earliest possible time was around 1:30 in the afternoon, and now it's jumped back to 12:30 in the afternoon, which will be wonderful for a lot of you guys who want to get in your minchas early. For those of you who like to do mincha late in the afternoon, bad news, because the latest time to say mincha is at sundown, and sundown has now jumped an hour earlier. So whereas you used to be able to say mincha till around 4:45 in the evening, now it's 4:45 in the evening. I can't tell you the time exactly because it all depends on where you are in your time zone, but it has jumped back 1 hour earlier. Good news for you people who like to daven Marav a little early. Now you can daven Marav from like sometime around 5 p.m.-ish in your city till, till late at night, like midnight or 1 in the morning or whenever your town arranges it. So the earliest time for Marav has jumped an hour earlier, and that's going to help you. And most of all, please be aware that that means this coming Friday, whereas Shabbos was starting in your area, let's say around 20 to 6, now Shabbos is going to start 20 to 5. And that means, or 4:30. So your Shabbos afternoons have your Friday afternoons in preparation for Shabbos have gotten much shorter. Watch out for that. That's coming at you on Friday. Thanks for logging on. If you have any questions about these, because I went through them very quickly, we're just here to give you the ideas of them, and do discuss them at more length with your teacher, your rabbi, or whatever, because when the clock changes, a lot of halachas move along with it, and it's very important to note them. Thanks for logging on. Log on again tomorrow for more. Have a great day. Bye-bye.